Bhaskar, thank you so much for joining in on CNN News 18. Let me have it on record straight from the horse's mouth. What exactly happened? How were you informed about the cancellation of Diwali celebrations, and did you receive any explanation for the cancellation?
No, so basically, we had received a one-line email from the office of the Tar Doherty Member of Parliament, which basically said the event was canceled on the one that was supposed to take place on October 30th, and happy Diwali. And then, I sent to all my members the cancellation notice, and they were all asking for explanation. I sent another email back saying, hey, can you provide some explanation why the event was canceled? I never received any explanation.
Mr. Bhaskar, how do you assess the decision to cancel the event, which has been held for 23 years, something you just highlighted? I know in your letter to Pierre Poilievre, you talk about how racism and discrimination are thriving in Canada. Why do you say so?
Well, you see, the thing is, Deepak Broy put his heart in it, and he made it work for so many years. So when they sent us a cancellation, and it was a one-line cancellation. So why was it canceled? What was the reason? We can only speculate that because the only thing that's going on right now is the little disagreements between the Canadian and the Indian government and all the underlying currents that are going on. So we were never given any explanation, but we were told that the event was canceled on the advice of the office of the leader of the opposition. So we don't know who canceled it. I cannot say Pierre, because I don't know that. All I know, it came from his office.
All right. Now, so far, the critics of Justin Trudeau have accused him of supporting the Khalistan agenda as part of his appeasement politics, and much hope has been placed on Pierre Poilievre in terms of how the India-Canada relationship could be salvaged and see an upturn if Poilievre were to be the next Prime Minister. Is that true, given that he clearly doesn't wish to be seen at celebrations of a Hindu festival and doesn't want to be associated with Indo-Canadians?
No, I don't think that is the case necessarily, because he was there last year and he was there before that. Last year he was the first time he was the leader of the opposition, right? And he only won his leadership 2 years ago. So I don't think you can say that he's not a friend of the Hindus, but whatever reason they canceled it this time, for whatever the reason was, we don't know. We can only speculate, as we said. But remember, back in 2015, when Prime Minister India came to Canada, at that time, the Prime Minister was Stephen Harper, also of the Conservative Party. And at that time, the relationships were very good. And we almost had the trade deal signed. I think there was just disagreement between one or two chapters, but all those deals were worked. And then after that, things just went downhill. I mean, I think after that 2018 or 2019 visit of Justin Trudeau, when he went to India, things just after that have never looked better, and they've just gone haywire. It's the best way to put it.
All right. Now, given that the panel probing foreign interference in Canada's elections has found China to be the biggest threat, and yet no political party will miss the Chinese New Year celebrations in Canada, then why miss celebrations of a Hindu-Indian festival? Does Pierre Poilievre expose the double standards with which Canada is treating India now?
Yeah. Well, you see, Pannu guy, who's always on the news and everything, he himself said that they sent 16.1 million to Aam Aadmi in India, right? So here's a Canadian citizen and American citizen making that statement on the video. I have yet to find any Indian citizen who said, I sent money to the Canadian politician or Canadian political parties. So who is interfering in whose politics? I don't know. But it looks like to me, someone's calling the pot the kettle black, right? I mean, calling the pot kettle black. I think the political interference is on the wrong foot.
All right, my last question, Mr. Bhaskar. In your letter, you also say that this latest development has laid bare the systemic biases that still exist, and that your politicians have sent a message intentionally or not, that as Canadians of Indian heritage, we are not fully part of this nation, is what you've got to say in your letter, that we are somehow less Canadian because of our ancestral ties to India. So, by that logic, is the current state of the India Canada ties just a Trudeau problem, or does it run deeper?
Well, I think right now it's more of a Trudeau problem. He made it worse. So, when you see, we're Canadian, we're Hindu Canadians, Canadian Hindus. And why are they, canceling our event? Because if somebody may have alleged to do it or not, some another nation may have alleged to do something or not. But why? Why? So that to me, it sounds like they're not treating us like true Canadians. So that was where that statement was coming from, and it hurt the Indo-Canadians diaspora here, and that's why we expressed it in certain way.
All right, Mr. Bhaskar, I'd just like to end with this thought that we don't need a Justin Trudeau or a Pierre Poilievre to celebrate this Diwali, because millions of Indians join me today in wishing you a Shubh Deepavali. Thank you so much, Mr. Bhaskar, for giving us your precious time. It was a pleasure speaking to you. A very happy Diwali.
Yeah, same here, and we wish you the deepest and the happiest happy Diwali, and may all your wishes come true, and your future year uh, give you all the things that you look for to make your life happy. By the way, say hello to your uncle for me. I'm sure he remembers me.